Hey yo, nice day in Australia. How many more left? You know, we never know. We never knew, like 2,000 years ago, whether a comet was coming or whatever's going on. It's been, I don't know. I grew up before mobile phones, right before them, and I was one of the last friends to get one. And then I've been through a lot. I never trusted them. I did a lot of things. I went to a lot of conventions about it. I spoke up. I spoke up early. No one else seemed to care. They wanted faster download. Anyway, here's my garden, my little garden I started where there wasn't much sun anyway. They're like berries or something, Australian berries, and mint, and a few little tiny weeds I want to pluck out. The mint's going right behind there. These are capsicums. And look at this. Yeah, really getting crispy, like a light has been to it. Like the other one, the other Australian plants are even getting burnt. But yeah, I've got a little thing here. That's there's potatoes and sweet potatoes here. This is a plant. I hope it goes alright. But anyway, it's another day. But anyway, this stuff here, like I don't get too much into. I'm just putting it out in the sun, refreshing it. This stuff I like they're geometric shapes, the sphere. Where are they? There's the cube. There's the pyramid. That's lapis lazuli and turquoise. And there's tiger's eye. I got that off the master in a temple. There's some silver. There's some gold and silver yin yang. I like to research all religions. That's why, like, when I was saying about the magic, I said, be careful what you wish for. Like, I did this stuff like with people that knew what they were doing and people that didn't know what they were doing. People had car crashes with Ouija boards. Here we go. This always resonated with me, which it goes back to my blood, I suppose. That's off my grandma, and some white feathers. When I picked him up, I didn't put him back on the ground. Like, just all sorts of, you know, take bits and pieces. One thing I learned being a guy with no dad, like, you can learn from everyone. Absolutely everyone. Like, we met, like, me and my mates were just smoking in a spot, drinking, whatever, and there was a bum that came up beside us, an old man, and we were like 14. And he said like after a while we gave him a beer and that, he started talking. He said he was a doctor, and he'd lost like his whole family in a car crash, and just totally stopped caring. This was about 20, 30 years ago. Like, he wasn't a bad guy either. You know, he wasn't a bad bum, dangerous to us, any of us. Like, there was a few weirdos around the town, and my older mates used to come down and clean him up. And the police used to let him go. They used to say, get out of here. That guy deserved it. He was hanging around the toilets, like, raping little boys. It happens a lot more. Like, it's been... Not everyone in Australia is bad. Not every Catholic's bad. Lots of Catholics are really good Christians. Christians are some of the nicest people you'll meet. Like, on the general. Same with Buddhists. Same with, like, all religions. That's why I like all religions. Like, you know, like, there's good in them all. Good and bad in them all. And they've both always got two sides, and there's so much power in consciousness and all that kind of stuff, and the people believe it, so much blind faith. You know, this stuff I just like, you know, it's more the geometric shapes. Like, I like the science of it all, and the like pyramid, and silver's conductive, and there's quartz, and you know, they used to run radios off crystal sets, so like there's frequencies in them, man. And then when they shape it, you know, geometric shapes. And when I did that magic, I said, be careful what you wish for. There's a magnetite or something, and Dalmatian, right? But anyway, and this stone my mate said I had to have because it gets all the other stones going or something. I don't know. I'm not that into it. I'm more into God. You know, this really does seem like I've seen spirits, man. I don't know if it's just Satan, but there's like a legion of them or something. I don't know, but we're in their world, so, you know. Peace, man, like world peace. Look, there's dragon's blood, someone was talking about it, and protection, white sage, and I've got rosemary, I've seen some lavender, and there's a smudge stick. So I know about it all. Like, in Melbourne, like, you know, it was all going off, like, you know what I mean, like, in ways, like, in pockets. And I know my own ways. There's like a Buddha head. I like Buddha and Yeshua. Like, the stories, even if it's a story, it's good. Black magic's a bad story, man. Protection's good. You got to be protected before you mess with this stuff. Geometric shapes, Mother Earth, man. Like the elements, earth, wind, earth, air, water, and fire. It's Mother Earth, man. We've got to protect Mother Earth. That's why they're playing on our guilt for the Mother Earth, because, you know, this is winter and look, it's all dried up. It's been like this for about 2 decades. I went to the levees and the levees were dry. Back when I was like a young buck. In a pink carnation pickup truck. No, it was a red one, but red fades. Got little geopots, but anyway. You know, I've got more geopots there. I've sort of given up. There's carrots and stuff growing. I might eat them soon. But it's a lot harder to grow for yourselves and everyone. No one knows how well we set this up. It will be a very big scoop for, there's like a rain catcher. I've got heaps of farming stuff. Well, that room's just packed full of stuff. But anyway, the little sproutlings are going good. That's why, you know, all Aussie men woke up to, oh, do this, do that, and you're going to be this. And that's what they told me too. They said, work hard, look after yourself, you'll be fine. Just work hard, just worry about yourself. There's some garlic at the back. There's things growing here too. It's hard to know which weeds to rip up sometimes. I've got to get good at all that, you know. You want to go all around and stuff, but it's hard to grow, man. The weather. This is winter time just passed. We just passed the winter solstice. The sun's blazing, but it's freezing too. I've been glued to the heater with the car crash injuries, and I lowered a lot of medication. Like, we're talking like drastically lowered. Like it nearly gave me a heart attack. I just jumped off it all in a week. I'm a lot stronger. Like, drugs don't control me like that. But I'm very sad for the world. I've been trying to warn my friends and family, the close ones to me, for 14 years, and I call that my silence, because, hey, I'm not going to let my women or my friends and family, close friends and family that have looked after me, nearly died for me, I'm not going to let them just not know about things that, you know, people that help me. Like, I don't ever bite the hand that feeds me. If a chemist is nice to me, I'll say, man, you better get ready for some plastic screens. They laughed at me 2-3 years ago. Now they've all got plastic screens. And Melbourne's in a massive lockdown. I don't know what to do, my friends. But all I know is, anything I told you, like, don't mess with that magic too much unless you're doing it for Mother Earth. Do it for Mother Earth, you can't go wrong. Do it for Mother Earth and Father Sky. When I say, hey, Lucifer, the sun, whatever, and then did that, it's like, yeah, there's 2 names, light bearer and the sun, and it's the sun. There's 3 names. And it literally gives us life, and the light bearer is a good thing. Yeah, man, script's flipping. Like, if you want to do about script's flipping, the sun, the good one, and the light bearer. There you go. That's why I say don't worry about names, especially in this language where I can read it backwards and spell out words that seem to be more part of the agenda these days. But anyway, just want you to know, all Australian man didn't just wake up and decide to be freaking bad. They almost did another 60s on us or whatever and just tripped everyone out and got them all into raves and all that. Look, there's a bit of silver. Broke. Wasn't supposed to have that stone. It popped out, kept popping out. There's a nice little crystal. Geo thing. But yeah, man. That's science, metaphysics, earth, air, water, fire. There's all the geometric shapes, the little power thing, you know. The 2 dragons. Dragons from the east, the dragons from the west. Let's not fight. There's enough, like, worries and fear out there. Fighting's stupid. At a time like now, it shows humanity is a bunch of animals. It's like when they should be sharing their fighting. We set up trade. We survived through many things. We can survive through this if we woke up real quick. And peace, love, compassion is at the bottom of every religion I've studied. Peace, love, compassion, and maybe a veil, an illusion at the back of it. which the constructs just work so well. And whatever, use your illusion. Like, that's what I mean, use this. That's as far as I went into it. Seriously, that's as far, like, people, like, I did, you know, when it had water in it, and I cut myself, so I put blood in the water. Power in the blood, man. Dragon's blood or whatever and all that stuff. You know, the church uses blood, but they use wine. They don't, you know, they don't do bad stuff. Christians are good people, man. Good Islam people are good Islams. Good Chinese people, good Chinese. Good Italians are good Italians. Good German are good German. Good English are good English. They whinge a bit, but so do I. I whinge, but I don't sue, guys. I whinge, but I don't sue, and I've been mucked around for about a decade or so. I didn't even know what was on like that, like for 5 years, and then I'm like, what the hell? This is hectic. This is getting personal. Like, when things are happening and people are saying, we've never seen this happen before on our computer system, and I'm like, yeah, they're jacking that, and they're jacking that, every angle. Well, that just means I win. The man in front of the gun lives forever. The man who's getting attacked is the stronger one. You never attack someone weaker, you can just tell them what to do. You can weaken them down. You can dumb them down. You can do lots of things, as we've seen. But there's a thing called Karma Police, that song. It's strange. We live in a strange world. Let's not fight. If the elites have an actual good plan and they're playing evil, that's what I would do to Christians too. I'd say, pray. Here's Satan, I'm here to take you away. And I would do it in a peaceful way. I wouldn't do it in sick ways. I'm not a sicko. There is a line to my freaking craziness, man. I'm crazy in heaps of ways. Like, on the 10 crazy scales, I'm crazy in 9, but in the way of hurting a child, man, if a little child comes up to you and goes, hello, here's the phone's for you, 2-year-old, I'm like, hey-o, how you going? Man, if a child doesn't melt your heart as a grown man or as a woman, you know, jumping up to you, talking to you, and just trusting you, and just not and needing you for protection, that's your job, man. If I can't do my job, if I can't be a dad, if I can't even barely live with liberty, then all love, like, everyone's locked away, everyone's scared, especially, like, you know, children. Don't do what I've done. Well, do it. I had a car crash, serious car crash 5 years ago, lost a child, lost everything, lost a stepchild that I loved, and, like, she was the older sister, and I lost it all. And I've been in lockdown because of my injuries, and then I was just getting up, and then there was a lockdown. I'm like, you're crazy. You locked down over a cold, I locked down because I couldn't walk. I'm just starting to walk again. Man, this winter I have froze up. I've been glued to the heater. I friggin' did my back after years of never doing my back. You know, let's just look at that. It's brown grass, huh? That's what I mean. It's not just burning my little leaves. It's frost and sun, I reckon. It's really frosty mornings and bright sun, and with the rays and the magnetosphere and all that. But anyway, what can you do? They're controlling it the best they can, I've got a feeling. And I don't know if it takes on no one, but if I was going to do it, I'd act so scary. People bow down in fear, like 90% of them. And just, they don't know how to sort this. I think they were told what to do before they were even freaking 10, man. Seriously. And I don't think they wanted to. I think it took some talking into. I don't think some made it because they didn't want to do it. Or they got put into things. You know, I don't want to talk too deep about stuff. I know so much more stuff. I've said nothing, man. Like, literally nothing. And it feels like that touched on nerves. I didn't mean it. I got 6 viewers on my YouTube. Hey, 6 viewers. Nice number. And hey, and anyone who can get in on the side. This is Australia on whatever day it is. It's Monday in Australia. Nice places, you know. See, we had a nice country, man. This is a lucky country only freaking 30 years ago. It's been 30 years of like, right, let's do it. 20 years of like, after 10 years, like, yeah, we're doing it. Work out the timeline for yourself. Now 20 years on, 30 years. I swear I've watched it my whole life. So the dominoes fell before I was even born. And I'm not suicidal. I tried to grow a farm and grow food for people. And that was my plan. And for 10 years, and that been nothing but thwarted, called like crazy by family, like tried to be called by a few, and then they try and turn the others against you. And now they're all like, oh, he's smart. It's like, now it's too late. You can't even get the parts you need to do it. And I had like, you were supposed to do it on the first bounce on 2008 and make the money and then set it up. 10 years set up, easy, just to get it down pat and then get ready for weather changes. Like I said, I suggest a sunroom, outdoor and indoor plant. Learn bees, pollinate your indoor plants. You're gonna have to do it by yourself or get bees in there somehow. I don't know, I've got a few ideas for that. I've got ideas for things like that, but hey man, if everyone's starving, I ain't gonna have enough food for everybody. And is that what the elites think? Is that not what they think, is that their reality? I'd like to meet them and say, what's going on, dude? And be like, man, you don't understand. People don't know. They got themselves into this mess. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, they do evil things, like give out credit cards and all that stuff to people that can't afford it. And now the debt's climbed and now they've got us. But that's what you do if you're buying it, like, say in the drug world, you're going to buy a drug. You start giving good stuff, and then start charging them more and buying him out, get him on the tick, and then you own him. That's life. It's what it happens to a tree. If a suckling grabs on the side, they go over it, and it's parasitical, this world. I really think it is the devil's world. Lucifer, Satan, whatever you want to call it. It's a testing zone. It's a soul testing zone. And I just hope I passed. Because I want to go up there. I want to go out into outer space and find another race. And if I can, I'll take Lucifer with me. I'll say, come on man, you go there, I'll go here. Because if there's any divide and conquer that needs to happen, it's a divide of good and evil. Who cares what colour you are or whatever? You're all hungry. You're all worried. And hopefully half of you prepped. Because worrying is a wasteful emotion. There's only action. There's do. There's not try. There's get. There's want and all that, but I don't like using want and try. Look at those clouds. That's my childhood sky. It's my childhood sky. Reasonably. The back, I don't know. That grey crap up there, I don't know. Anyway. Peace, love, compassion. Only these three things can save us. Ever. From nearly anything. Yeshua has saved me from many things that happened to me when I was innocent, and I've been under attack for many more years. So underhanded, looked so bad. I actually look like the bad one, but it was almost like they had a few people that were in more crap that had to do it. They were under control, and plus I haven't been perfect, but you know what? Yous all know my worst if you can see this, and I don't really care, because if that's my worst, I'm just like saying, hey man, before you look at me, take a look at freaking the world around me, man. I'm just a good kid in a mad city. Drugs got wide. Some of the ones that you get more regularly off people you should trust, they're worse actually. That, and you know, the internet, you're supposed to be able to get good stuff, and there's bad stuff on there. That should, if they're gonna censor, what the hell are they doing? Censor the bad stuff. They could do it the whole time too. They knew what they're doing, man. They caught it. They caught the consciousness. I broke through. I had to double back. It got me freedom for a while. It really did. Maybe got me freedom forever. You know what? If I've been 80% good, 20% bad, at least I made my bad stuff just hurt myself. and I never pass it down. I would never want to see someone go through that torment of even double thinking themselves. And that starts with bringing up the kids right. So I think that's got out of hand with some families too. I've seen it. I worked everywhere as a tradie. I worked in houses where they were screaming at the kids. Kids had no food, sugar sandwiches. Parents that don't care, they're pumping them out for the paychecks. This we need to stop, at least at a 1 to 2 child limit. We should have done it at the same time as Chinese. The Chinese aren't the exact enemy. There is no front lines. I mean, look, there's one fence, there's my stairway to heaven. Goes to nowhere, I don't know, it goes to heaven. And they're all roses and stuff, and it's not a bad garden. I couldn't do much with it. So I just planted a few things, man. I'll get a meal or two out of it. But that's what I mean. You get a meal or two out of that. How many days you want to live? How many meals you want to have? If you can get a cow and butcher it, and if electricity works. I'm just so sad. I was electrotechnologist, mechanical refrigeration. I put lots of refrigeration in. I built up companies. I went there as a tradie, and because I had the upper hand, I knew a bit about electronics. I could fix things. So I went in there and I fixed the place up, and the bosses loved me, and I kept my jobs, and I kept working, and I kept fixing places up. I tried to fix this place with every fibre of my body. Whatever, if I watch a bit of porn. Seriously, that's the worst sin. You got me on. I just splashed it everywhere because I was like, whatever. If they're going to use that against me, go double down on it. If they're going to freaking torture me, man, I've had that threat on me since I was freaking 16, and I was freaking making money and shit, and like, you know, you can't stuff people around, and they never threaten me, but people go missing, man, and I don't want to talk about it. But anyway, I knew, and I just thought, I lost my child, I've lost everything, I'm crippled basically, but I'll just fight through it. Like, who cares? Pain, whatever. When you meditate, you can get through pain. Prayer the same. Prayer is just a different form of meditation. Jesus meditated in the desert, and Satan offered him the world, and he said no, and then he suffered, got persecuted. And I feel like I've been persecuted in a 21st century way, to absolute crucifixion, like, well, car crash, nearly dead, I should be dead. So I thought I'd speak up for all the Aussie men out here who can't speak. They adopted into a system that said, you're going to make Australia better, and then they were in there, and then they were locked to oaths, and then it all flipped script on them. And they were like, what? We're locked. And a lot of them died. I'll tell you right now, 10, 20 years ago, a lot of people said, no, I'm not flipping the script. We're looking, what the hell? We'll be friends, but we don't need to lose it all. The ones that could see the writing on the wall, they either had kids, and they're trying to just save their kids, man. They're just trying to save their kids and their community. Just like me. Just like I tried my best. At least I know I tried my best to save my women and children. I never hit a woman. I never hurt a child. I only brought them up as my granddad did. He was great with children. He'd just like give them little things to make them think and ask questions themselves about the universe and that. I tried to do the same. Kids gravitated to me. I loved it. It made me feel good as a single guy. I had a child on the way a couple of times, so I got to feel like excitement and all that, and having a child there helped a lot too. I was already called daddy a lot of the time, and run too for protection. Even the school and DHS said that I did better than a normal dad, and this child's growing up. Like, I got her from leaps and bounds, from dunce to leaps